few years ago at a horse fair that I had a counter, a display at, and was giving talks about Reiki and animal communication. I tried an experiment that was really very interesting. Somebody came up to me, to my booth, and asked about Reiki, and I was talking about it. So let me back up. I had been taught, like most people in the States, that Reiki involves channeling something into your body. And I taught it that way for a while because that's how I learned it. That Reiki is an actual substance that is, I mean, substance, quote, an energy substance that's channeled into your body. And that's what I thought, and that's how I explained it. And then I read a book by Pamela Miles, Reiki Comprehensive Guide. And she studied in Japan, and she's been doing this like for a really, really, really long time. She studied in Japan from the Reiki masters, and she explains it as vibrational. She doesn't believe, and the Japanese in Japan don't believe that it's channeled, anything channeled into your body. It's a vibrational, hands-on vibrational that, her word is, recalibrates your body's own system of healing. And when I first read that, I thought, that's weird because it's not what I learned. And I've been practicing for about 10 years. And then when I let it sit with me, I finally realized this makes total sense. And it felt right. And so I decided this day at the horse fair to try it out and see, because it was difficult explaining Reiki to people. It was channeling something in. Anyway, they were reluctant. So that day, somebody asked me about Reiki, and I explained it the normal way as channeling. And then the next person who came up to me, I explained it as vibrational. And I started by explaining that some people think it's by explaining the channeling part. And I saw her eyes like wander. She was politely standing there, but her eyes wandered off and left me. And then I explained, but how I explain it is that it's vibrational, that I explained it the way I just did to you. And she was looking at me and I went, wow, that's amazing. And so, I mean, she turned her attention to me with her eyes. Whereas like channeling, she kind of was like, yeah, whatever. So, and I wasn't changing it so she would listen. I was changing it because I had changed my understanding. And so that from then on, I describe it as vibrational, and people will look at me when I explain it. I don't know if you're looking at me now or you think that's strange, or you may be a Reiki practitioner and you have learned the other way. So I encourage you to read Pamela Miles' Reiki, A Comprehensive Guide. She's written it for an audience, a dual audience for just folks and for MDs. And it kind of gets, I think there should be 2 books. It gets a little stuffy, but it's a really good book. And it explains the vibrational theory of Reiki healing. And it's really quite lovely. So at any rate, that's how I describe it. Nothing being put into you or taken out of you or moved around. It's not energy healing. There's kinds of energy healings. I've even seen there's like grids and stuff that you work. That's not what Reiki is. Reiki's hands-on healing. And there's no manipulation. There's no channeling anything into you. It is very simple in a beautiful way. And it's extremely effective. So thanks for listening. And below, I'm going to drop a few links to my website about Reiki. And if you have any questions, ask away. Ask here, or you can ask on the contact form on my website. Thank you. Pam Sorellis of Winged Horse Healing. Talk to you soon.